so today's video I am going to be testing out 3 super hyped up brand new mascaras. So I am a mascara junkie, so anytime they come out with a new mascara, I'm just like all over it, like I need to try it. So there was a bunch that were released all around like the exact same time, so I was like, why don't we just incorporate them all into one video, into one kind of like showdown, and see which one is best. So this video is actually going to be filmed over a few days because I want to see how the mascara wears, because if it looks great initially, that's one thing, but I need to know if it's flaky and giving me black freckles, if it's smudgy, if it's not holding my curl. Like, those are all important things, so each one will be tried on a separate day. So Benefit Bad Gal Mascara. The claims are 36-hour full blast volumizing mascara creates massive volume without weighing down lashes. The Gravity Defying formula contains aero particles, one of the lightest known materials derived from space technology. Okay. This innovative, intense pitch black mascara layers easily for bigger impact. Its custom big, slim-packed brush is designed to reach from root to tip and corner to corner of upper and lower lashes for big volume with 360 reach. And you get 0.3 ounces for $24. So let's try it out. We'll see how it goes. I am going to curl my lashes. This is just the Tweezerman lash curler. I often use a lash primer, but for the sake of these reviews, I'm not going to be using one because I know that not everyone uses a lash primer. So we're gonna see how these mascaras stand up on their own with no lash primer required. Okay. Alright, so here is one coat. I have not dipped back in the tube at all. It definitely looks pretty lengthened and volumized, so it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and add another coat. I will say that the brush is rather flimsy, like it's not very stiff, and upon second coat it's definitely getting quite clumpy. I don't really mind clumps, but that's just something I'm noticing. Like the tips of my lashes are kind of like chunking together. So let's do the other side. The formula is definitely super wet. I prefer mine a little bit drier, but this isn't bad. So then before I apply another coat, I'm gonna let this dry in between coats and see if that makes a difference. So I'm just gonna apply some to my lower lashes. It definitely is super easy to get the bottom lashes because the tip of the wand is pretty small, so that's a plus. So now that it's dried a little bit, I'm applying a second coat to see if it makes a difference if you let it dry in between. Again, it's getting pretty clumpy at the tips, which I'm not a huge fan of, but okay, so here they are. I am noticing that the curl like isn't really holding, like I can already see this one drooping a little bit, so that's not really the best thing ever, considering it claims to have like this lightweight space technology. I don't know. Okay, so the rest of my makeup did not really stand up very well. Bobbi Brown, I'm looking at you. But anyways, the mascara is holding up really well. It's not flaking on me, it's not smudging, and it looks about the same as it did when I applied it about 6 hours ago. So the level of curl is pretty much the same. They're not drooping. It's about the same as it was when I first showed you guys. So we will see how this one stacks up against the other two. Alright, so the next mascara we're going to be testing out is the brand new NYX Worth the Hype mascara. So this I just picked up at Ulta. It has kind of a similar packaging to the Benefit. It's black and pink. This one is $8 and you get 0.23 ounces, so you get a little bit less than the Benefit. It's obviously much cheaper at the third the price. So I will read you the claims for this one. This one says, if you want fuller, longer reaching lashes, then the NYX Professional Makeup Worth the Hype Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara is your jam. Effortless to apply and comfortable to wear, this buildable formula actually does what it promises, making it worth the hype in every which way. It also features a brush that tapers at the tip so you can brush, build, and lengthen even the littlest baby lashes at the inner corners of your eyes. So I'm really excited to try this out. The fact that the name of this mascara is called Worth the Hype, that is saying a lot. Like, they're putting a lot of pressure on this mascara. Like, it has to perform if it's called that, you know? So here's the brush. It's pretty traditional. It's not like a synthetic one. It looks like basically like a spoolie. It doesn't look super unique, so I'm guessing that the secret would be in the formula, but let's go ahead and see how it goes. So right away I'm noticing that this formula is definitely a lot drier. Like, it's not as wet and like goopy as the Benefit one that I tried yesterday. It's definitely easy to apply because the brush is pretty standard. There's not like a learning curve. Like, some brushes are like really hard to get used to. This one's pretty basic. It's kind of bigger. So here is one coat. It looks pretty good. I'm going to apply a second coat. And we will see. It's supposed to be really buildable, so we will see if it actually is. It's definitely super volumizing, and it's actually not really getting clumpy, which I'm impressed with. So there's two coats. It definitely looks really good. It doesn't look clumpy. I'm seeing definite volume and decent amount of length. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other eye. So that's one coat, and again, I'm going to let this one dry in between, so I'm going to go and do the bottom lashes. And it seemed to be pretty easy to apply to the bottom lash, even though it is a bigger kind of brush. So with letting it dry a little bit between coats, I think that this one definitely looks a little bit more voluminous, and it still doesn't look super clumpy. I would say this definitely looks way less clumpy than the Benefit one. The Benefit one was getting like a little bit clumpy at the tips, and this one seems to be quite a bit better. Okay, so here is the final results of this one. I definitely think that if I had to choose right now, I would pick the NYX. I haven't seen how it wears, but that one applied a lot better for me. The formulation wasn't as wet as the Benefit, and the Benefit was a little bit more clumpy for me. So if I had to pick right this second, I would pick the NYX, especially since it's way cheaper. But obviously we'll see how this one holds up throughout the day. Okay, so here is my check-in for the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. It's been about 6 hours again, and I'm not experiencing any flaking or smudging or really any difference than when I first applied it, which is a good sign. Overall, I would say I do like it. So if I had to pick right now, I would go with the NYX, just because the price point is more affordable, and the formulation of this one, I like the formula consistency of this one a lot better. So we will see how the third and final mascara stacks up against these two. So then the third and final mascara is this brand new mascara from the brand Iconic London. This is their Boom Lash Mascara. So it just looks like this, very simple, classic black packaging. And I will show you the wand. This one is very different than the other two. It's definitely a lot smaller in size and shape than the other two. So I will read you guys the claims. First of all, it's $31 for 0.30 ounces. So it is the most expensive of the three. It says a smooth, creamy formula that plumps, lengthens, and boosts the beauty of natural lashes. Is rich in panthenol, a derivative of vitamin B5, which helps to enhance the appearance of hair growth and boosts the beauty of natural lashes. The flexible comb coats the lashes from root to tip in a rich, deep pigment that glides like silk onto each lash. lightweight and buildable, boom lash creates high impact volume. So again, that sounds super promising, and we will put it to the test and see if it does what it says. I do like that it said that it helps with like natural lash growth, which is different than the other two because they didn't say anything about enhancing lash growth. Obviously we won't be able to see like lash growth in like a first impressions video, but you know, please don't mind like the redness of my eyes. My eyes just are not cooperating lately. Go figure, when I'm trying to do like a video that's all about my freaking eyeballs. So let's give it a go. So this one I would definitely say has the best in terms of separation. I feel like I'm getting some good separation here, as well as some good length. I feel like they're really like standing up really nicely. And the brush feels very grippy. Like I feel like it's just gripping all of my lashes, which is nice. This formula is a little bit wetter, but not like too wet. So there's one coat. I think it looks pretty good. I will go back in and add another coat and see how it builds. Alright, so there's two coats. I really like how this one is applying. Like the description said, it definitely goes on really smooth and just like glides on like silk, which I do really like. This one definitely isn't as clumpy as the Benefit. I'm not getting like those like little gross things at the tips, which is always a plus. So now we're gonna move on to the other side. This little brush is definitely nice for the lower lash. And let's go ahead and apply one more coat to the left side. And then here is the final application of both sides. So I would say initially the one that I like the results immediately the best would be this one. I don't know, I just really like how this one is very separating but still lengthening and volumizing at the same time. The brush I liked the best for this one, and it also seems like really, really black, which I like. So I'm gonna wear this for a few hours, and I'll check back in with you guys, let you see how it wears, and then I will give you the final verdict for which one I like the best. So for the third and final check-in, I would say it's good to go. I'm actually very impressed. All three of those mascaras, I didn't have any issues with the flaking and smudging, which is very, very important to me. Like if either of those things happen with it, I'm done. I don't use it anymore. So I'm happy to report that I have no flaking or smudging with this one either. It looks basically the same as it did when I initially applied it. So I will say that all three performed very well throughout the day. So the moment we've all been waiting for, the final verdict. If you can't already guess, in third place we have the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. I just wasn't in love with it. I had really high hopes for this mascara, but it just didn't work for me. The formula was a little bit too wet and thick and clumpy for me. The wand for this one is a little bit flimsy, and it's just kind of too long, and it just is harder to apply. So this one was my least favorite. Also, this one I had a very hard time removing. It's not waterproof, but it was very hard to remove like a waterproof mascara. I did not remove the Iconic one yet, but I will put an annotation if there was any difficulty. So I'm sorry, Benefit, but you came in last. So then second place goes to NYX Worth the Hype mascara. I would say this is very good. It kind of reminds me a lot of the Lancome Monsieur Big, which is one of my favorites. The way that it applies and the brush are very similar. So if you liked that mascara, I think that you will definitely like this one. I also love the price point. Only thing for this one is I thought it wasn't really like that separating but I really did like this, and overall for the price, I think it is a pretty good mascara. So then lastly, of course, the most expensive one I picked as the winner was the Iconic London. I actually didn't really have high hopes for this one at all because, like, I don't know, it wasn't as hyped up as the other two because the other two are like more well-known brands, I guess. So this one I just wasn't really expecting much, and because the brush was so like little and dinky, I was like, you know, it's probably not even gonna be good. But it actually ended up winning me over, and I would definitely pick this one out of all three. I just really like how it feels on my lashes too. It feels very lightweight, and it doesn't feel like if I touch my lashes it's gonna like crumble off or anything like that. It also didn't really make a huge mess when I was applying it, so that's also a plus for me. The winner was the Iconic one that I just chucked back there. So anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if you like this kind of video comparing mascaras or comparing new products. Let me know what you guys think. I wanted to try something new, so let me know if you like it. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.
I swear I look freaking stoned, but I'm not. I'm having a rough few days. But I'm still here. I'm still trucking. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Are there people out there who don't get mascara all over their whole body when they do this? I don't understand.